Da, 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 da. Alright, so I don't think. I actually don't know. I don't think I changed the gain, so I don't think I have to fuss with anything. Who knows? Alright, this time we're watching Invoker's gameplay.
Prepare for battle.
I'm actually gonna let it run for just a minute so I can adjust something because I did not finish setting up. Pretty cool. It will just take a minute. So done so. Alright, so we're looking at Invoker's gameplay. We will watch the laning phase in its entirety for each person. Maybe we should put that, actually. I love that there's errors still. Okay, so let's put that as a message. I kind of want two messages, so let's duplicate. How do I duplicate? Oh. It's a little weird that they let you have the same name, but whatever. So for this second one, we are going to say new review style. Watch the laning phase entirely, and then and then switch to I'm only going to have this for these reviews. I don't know how to. Oh, there we go. Alignment left. And then it is locked. Let's move that one. Oh, it changed both. Man, what is copying? Do you know what I mean? Like, what the hell? Alright. Well, I guess we... Oh, paste a reference, paste a duplicate. Paste a duplicate, right? But I don't know which one is the duplicate. I think it's this one. Alright, let's try it. Good. Look at that. That works. And then we can delete this one. No. Yes. I didn't know where it was. Maybe I put this over here? No, because we're gonna use that. That's true. I think maybe the text is too big. So let's select the font, reduce the size to... No, not big enough. Try that one. And then we're also going to change that interior color. That's weird. It doesn't say... Oh, there we go. There's a stroke. I was like, where is the stroke color? How do I select a screen color? Da, 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 Can I make it smaller? It's just not where I want it to fit. I'll just physically make it smaller. Is that legible? I don't know. Let's go look at the... Dude, what am I looking at? The output? Open source projector. Yeah. Oh, it only showed me the source for what I was selected on. I love that. Try again. It's like barely legible. The other one is more legible. Okay, so let's resize it, and I actually want to change the size back to what I had before, and then we will do the alignment to the right. Move this over so we can see what we're doing, and then we will change these to 2 lines each, and that should fix the ugly. Except now you can't really tell that I have different things going on. So awesome. Let's figure that out. Da, 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 do, do. Da, 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 do, do. Sometimes things won't use symbols, but I feel like in more recent times they want to. Da, 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 da. Let's also, oops, change that. Oh yeah, look at that. That is much more legible than what we had. Da, 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 do. Do, 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 do. This is for style 2. I kind of like the darker color. So let's change that. Let's go to properties, select font, no. Change our color. It doesn't say that I'm using a color. I love that. I love that it's lying to me. Awesome sauce right there. And then we are going to change the fonts so they match, so they're not uggo, and add a star so it matches. And caps it. Okay, maybe, oh god, it's a little annoying that it does this. Did I add an E? Sometimes I do this. I actually think we should X, B, make it 2 lines. That way it kind of matches as best as I can. Okay, so this is pretty good. We are going to group them together, move them just slightly, and then move the bottom one. It does not want me to, it wants to snap. Okay, and lock everything. Am I missing anything? No. Alright, let's go. Okay, so now that we have a different way of approaching reviews, all the reviews shouldn't go much faster. Having this figured out means that I should be able to get through having a bunch of in-house games all the time. I'm assuming we could probably get through all of the rest today, but I could be too optimistic, so... Oh, you know what? There's one more setting I need to change so it actually matches, which is all of these need to be centered to the right. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so starting with Invoker's gameplay, Invoker's a one-trick Invoker, meaning that's he basically knows Invoker very well, mostly plays Invoker. I should have game sounds. Okay, I do. So let's clicky doodle on Invokers. Oops, I did skip too far. Where are we at? So we want to start here, and then we also don't want a directed camera Not yet. Okay, so we're 20 seconds into the game. Invoker is getting pinged. We saw you. Okay, so immediately Invoker is blocking his creeps. I was just wondering if Invoker randomly like opens his hands. Oh, he's like jumping and things. Wow. Okay, so let's slow it down just a little bit. So I think what I want to point out is how often Invoker as a mid player auto attacks. So he comes to the lane, tries to deny and fails, auto attacks, pulls the creep backs, auto attacks again, pulls the creeps back again, dodges whatever that ability is, dodges the illusionary orb from Puck. Now he's de-warding and warding, pulls the creeps back, and in the process, of course, he does actually follow through with the auto attack. Auto attacks, auto attacks, auto attacks. Tries to deny, gets silenced. What was the point of that silence? It doesn't seem like he's that focused on farm, and out of curiosity, Puck is ahead of him because he's more focused on auto attacking, and he's a level behind. It does seem like I've seen better gameplay from this guy, but he did mention that he feels like he griefed to the whole game. So auto attacking. Hello, Poncho. Auto attack, auto attack, auto attack, and then he has to use a tango. Auto attack. He doesn't go too deep under a tower. Puck is going to come up behind him and he'll auto attack, auto attack. Auto attacked by Puck, and now he's running. Got a last hit. He's half health. Missed again. He's been missing a lot of denies. Auto attacked. I mean last hits. He used a salve so he can stay in lane. Denied. Auto attack, auto attack, auto attack. So if you notice, this is the first spell used, second spell used, and Puck is almost dead. And this is part of why the Invoker auto attacks. What am I playing? I am not playing. I'm reviewing. I hosted an in-house game where like everyone from my community played in the entirety of the game. So there are 10 players in this game, including myself. And what I like to do is I like to go back through their gameplay, which you can do in Dota, and review how they played. I'm not very good at Dota. Like, I'm okay, but I think I could improve. So I want to watch other people play. And he tried to cast 2 spells. He did cast them, but he failed the combo. And then he ended up dying. right now we're watching the guy who is over here, who just died, this invoker. I've already watched everybody play on the first team, except myself because I've streamed it. I'm not going to watch myself play. Invoker's teleporting back. Poncho, have you played like League or something? Like League. What else is like League? I guess Smite's like League. I really like Smite. Playing a core makes much more sense in Smite to me, which I can't really do in Dota. I have like too much anxiety about it. Now he's auto-attacking, he's taking a lot of damage, and he's below half health, so you would think that it's really bad, but I have a feeling, if I remember correctly, that Invoker is going to get a kill on Puck. He got silenced, which Puck had to do, because this is what Invoker was going to do. Delete him with 2 moves, I think. So Puck is still ahead in last hits and denies by quite a bit. And Invoker is also behind in net worth. So during this time, no, you've never tried it? What type of games do you play, or do you not play games? What do you do? What do you do with your spare time? I do other things as well, just Dota is something I really enjoy. And I have played other games. Quite a few. Oh, he missed that last hit because he was more concerned about the deny. Oh, because he was probably watching Puck over here. So Puck just tried very hard to do quite a bit of damage, and he's going to kill the Invoker. So at this point, it looks like the Puck and the Invoker are trading. The Invoker has died twice with 1 kill. And the Puck has 2 kills and 1 death. Now Invoker has come back. Puck is off doing some errands. And he's focused on trying to catch up, which I guess this would be the best time. Against a Puck who's casting a lot of spells, I think it does make sense to have a magic stick, which collects charges after people cast abilities. Now he's focused on auto-attacking Puck. Once he gets Puck to a certain health, he should be able to delete him, basically. Let's see if he can succeed. He did. Oh, he didn't. Puck outplayed him. And then he almost caught the Puck with that deafening blast. You have to leave, your internet's not working well. That's okay. Thanks so much for hanging out for a little while. Oh. What the hell is that? Dude, I don't know. That was bizarre. Is there like some magic button I don't know about? I need to check what that was. Did I... Oh, I think I print screened. Yes, I did accidentally print screen. Oh my god, that scared me. I was like, did I just take a picture of my face? It's fine. If you look... if you look very hard, I guess, there are photos of me attached to this username. And you can find them. So it's like not a big deal. But, you know, if I'm a VTuber, I gotta practice that. Safety first. So if we're looking at last hits, Invoker is 38 and Puck is 41, and Puck started to suffer in terms of last hits when he started to wander down here. However, Puck's net worth is much higher because Puck is 2 and 1 still, and Invoker is 1 and 2, so he's died more, and Invoker hasn't been lasting as much. Those deaths really cost quite a bit. I would say at this point the laning stage is technically over, since Puck is roaming. So Puck is back though, so let's watch this next part through. Ooh. Invoker, as soon as he comes, is auto-attacking in between casting spells, and Puck ends up taking extra damage due to the, I don't know what it's called, the meatball. Okay, so now we can do player view, no, directed camera, no, we'll do player view, and go to the highlight. So at 12:30 in the game, 12 minutes, 30 seconds, Invoker is ganked by 3 people. He wasn't going to survive. He didn't have adequate vision. That's just how it goes. Next, Invoker is pushing the tier 1 middle and checking around the map. I think he's going to go to the triangle, but he's also looking for a Sunstrike because he can cast Sunstrike from anywhere on the map. Hello, Epsilon. How are you? Okay, so now he's just going to stick to farming, so we'll switch to another highlight. It looks like he cleared middle. He used a clarity, and now he's going to watch what his team is doing, but he needs to farm. And he just realized that I blocked his camps at 15 minutes in the game. Oh my. You're doing great. You're just dropping by. Of course. Thanks so much. I really appreciate it. How about you? I'm doing all right. I'm very tired today. Super tired. But I haven't been awake for very long, so that gives me enough energy to do this. That's pretty good. I really need to get through these reviews. It's a goal I have. But I'm doing awesome. Thanks so much for asking. Which games have you been playing recently? I haven't played much. After these reviews are done, I'm going to probably spam Dota. I miss it. I'm at the point where I could just play a lot. But I feel like if I start playing Dota before I finish these reviews, I'm not gonna want to finish the reviews. And I said I would. Let's skip to the next highlight. This will give them the envies. He's just farming. I don't think anything is going to happen here, but let's watch. He is watching what's happening on the map. He's going to take a kill, and yet he didn't succeed. Next highlight. He's farming a stack. And see, they just don't really have adequate vision in general. They have adequate sentries. Fortunes change. Okay, is he hunting someone? Oh, he is. He's smoked. I didn't know you could use Midas and still be smoked. Pretty good. So now he's rotating because he sees there are people here fighting. The witch doctor. And he thinks that this is a good place for him to utilize his smoke, I'm assuming. Uses another smoke. Catches techies. Looks like he's going to get the puck because puck reached a little too far and Invoker was in the right place. And now he goes to farming a stacked camp. In this next highlight, I was going to say director's cut. In this next highlight, he's watching his teammate get stunned and his axe do stuff, and then he goes back to farming. He does try to get this kill on Mars, but Mars goes in a different direction. And he's item swapping so that he can get the most mana from the mangoes. And then he goes to middle to clear. So let's go to the next highlight. Puck dodges the tornado it's the tornado, but not the meatball. He jumps back down to get into the meatball, dodges the sunstrike, silences Invoker. And it looks like there are people who are chasing Invoker, which Invoker caught the bottom of right outside of his viewing apparatus and tried to deafening blast the Mars. The Mars is maybe a little too deep, but he might get a kill here, and Invoker is outside without any vision. Witch Doctor did die, Techies died, Silencer is still fine, and Void jumped in to chrono kill the not the Silencer. Yeah, the Silencer. But I chickened him. He was a chicken, and its Silencer still ended up dying. Mars might get through with this. I die. Mars is still running, and oh, he died as well. Ugh, unfortunate. Next highlight. In this next highlight, the enemy team is pushing up against the Radiant side. Dire is pushing up against Radiant. And Invoker was just on the outskirts, which is where he needs to be. His teammates are teleporting top, and his view is to go probably clear their triangle, but then it looks like he changes his mind. Right now, his team is kind of grouped together in a weird location. And now Invoker's going to teleport bottom to clear. It doesn't look like there's anybody over here. And if there is, techies can help. No. So he's just clearing the camps, or not camps, sorry, the creep wave with his spells. Going to another time. What happened? Why did he use his BKB? We're skipping it just gave me like a bad highlight, it looks like. Okay, so Invoker's here clearing triangle. And he can see that his team is below him. He can see that the Mars is nearby. And then he sees a little bit of puck and decides he's going to try to get the enemies. He BKBs because I don't know why. That was a weird BKB, right? What do you think the point of that was? Now he's just focused on last hitting instead of helping his team, probably because he doesn't have the BKB. Now he's going to regroup, and outside of Mars's shell, Invoker has vision from Faceless Void, and it looks like Dire is now going to win this fight. With Puck not being there. Where was Puck? Puck was there, and then he got out, is what happened. So for the next highlight, Dire is pushing into Radiant space. Invoker kills me. That was a good blink. I don't really know blink range to know how to stay out of that. They take the middle barracks, and Invoker teleports back to his base to reset. Then he goes to farm another stacked camp. Oh my gosh, you guys were stacking so well. There is a fight happening top. Invoker glances at it in like the wrong viewing window location, looking to see if he can get a sunstrike on Silencer and kills Silencer. And then there's not a lot that he can do other than make his way into this direction. Which fights can last long enough for this to be worthwhile. So he's coming up behind this fen, and it's just Techies who's on the other side of the map and Invoker who wants to kill this fen. Looking at it from Invoker's perspective, this actually makes a lot more sense. I thought it was crazy that he was here, but I see why he actually decided to go this way. It would have been better if Techies was here, but this just kind of looks like the whole fight was lost due to like weird communication on Dire side. So now Invoker's back in the same area after dying, farming and looking for a kill. So he's going to go invisible and head toward Silencer, watching a different fight. Silencer has used his global ability. Invoker has teleported, and as he waits around for a little bit for the silence to come off, he now blinks in, and actually it looks like he was trying to go for Puck, but he is right up against this Fen. Puck goes behind him after he kills... Ooh, this Puck is scary. After he kills the Sven, and it looks like Puck was really interested in trying to kill him, but then Invoker kind of like slipped away. Skipping to the next highlight. There's like a weird fight in this area again, which Techies and Invoker worked to clear up, and then Axe was moving more forward. I don't think there's another thing that happens right now in this area. So let's skip to the next highlight. In the next highlight, Invoker is staying pretty far back. Mars jumps and pins Faceless Void to the tower. Axe jumps into their team. Invoker can't do anything while silenced, but he is BKB'd again. I feel like some of his BKBs have been a little strange. And then Sven just deletes Invoker and Witch Doctor. Now, skipping to the next highlight, there's another team fight. Invoker was on the outskirts. Faceless Void is trying to get out so he doesn't die since he's half health. Axe is kind of in there by himself now. The silence was honestly well timed, and it lets the rest of the team kind of escape, although it does look like Faceless Void got a little distracted by the creeps. Fair, me too, I like the shiny. Next highlight, Invoker is pushing, no, not pushing, defending, but he's right on the edge of the stairs and he gets jumped on because they have vision of him. And he gets deleted. For the next highlight, Invoker is shopping. Then he teleports back to his base to go help his team. Maybe not, because he is smoked. No, I think he'll help his team. He's smoked, he wants to be sneaky, and then jump on somebody who's going to jump on Axe. It looks like it might be Puck, but Puck is actually just poking. So he increases Axe's attack speed. Aw, nice Invoker. They're kind of just waiting for something to happen. And it does seem like we are as well. Basically, like, who gets too impatient and makes a mistake? Squandered! A lowly pack animal's grave. Alright, we're still waiting for something to happen. The game is about to be over. There's one more highlight where our team has pushed forward with the snakes to try to take barracks. Silencer moved a little too far forward. Invoker tried to go in, but then Mars trapped him, and then he walked out with BKB and then went back in for a little bit more damage. He's still watching to see what's happening. It's clear that Invoker knows that Sven is the problem, but Sven can delete Invoker, so he actually needs someone to do something or to wait until he's not God Strength. So he's not God Strength. Axe does call him, but it doesn't really matter. There's a really good double silence from the Refresher Orb. And Invoker is still watching what's happening and trying to cast his spells, but being at a very safe distance, because again, Sven can delete him. There's not a lot that Invoker can do except try to kill Mars when he gets low enough. Invoker is still alive, but he honestly needs more mana. He needs to reset. Now, Axe has fought back. Sven is still surviving and doing great. He's having a great experience. Puck is still alive. He played that very well. And Takis is setting off his mind area. It's very good. Takis almost died. He needs to reset. Invoker needs to reset. And the game is about to be over. I don't think there's another highlight. There is not. We have watched the end of this game on the other review. So the last review and the review before that, we did watch it. So that was the end of Invoker's gameplay. I'm like wiggling around in my chair. Oh my goodness. So now we're gonna go watch Witch Doctor and whoever they're laned with, which I think is Invoker. We're gonna, or not, I'm sorry, Faceless. I think they're laned together. We are going to skip the first like minute because it's like the most boring part to me. Sometimes interesting things happen, but not typically. Okay, so in the laning phase, we're going to be watching Faceless Void. Let's change our review message. So we're going to learn from we'll say oops, these caps. And then this is the Faceless Void. Whoop, Graceless, Faceless. And here I want to change this so that it's easier to read. We do want to move these down. There's quite a bit of text and it looks a bit yucky. Alright, so now going to Witch Doctor. Oh, actually, you know what? Let me get some water. I forgot to start with water. I will be very brief, okay? And then we'll get right back to it. But see, this way is so much faster than before. I am so glad I switched how I was doing this. I honestly thought that when you used highlights, it only showed you the main highlights from the entirety of the game, not the player highlights. I had no clue. But now I know, and this is a very useful tool, so I'll be right back. I am back. Thank you so much for your patience. Let's check one more thing. Interesting. All right, let's go. Let's go. So now that we're reviewing two people's gameplay in a lane on the same team, I think on the same team is pretty important. Let's go back a little bit before the creeps really get here to see what we're doing. So, hold on, my dog's in the bathroom. Tuber! Tuber. What is wrong? Where's your ball? You lost it? Hold on, I know where it is. But it becomes a thing where he has to explore the whole house to find it. Oh, there it is. Nova, see that Nova just moved your ball? No, that's Nova's toy. You're right. This one, baby. This one's your ball. Right? Kazuino. Good job. You were so helpful pointing at his ball. Good job. Okay. Alright, we're good. Sometimes it can be like right in front of him and he just won't know. It's really funny. Okay, so at the beginning, Faceless Void is just stopping his hero in a narrow path when the creeps line up. And it looks like Witch Doctor is trying to stop me from blocking their camp. That's fair. I honestly choreographed it. I really shouldn't have. So 2 auto attacks from the Witch Doctor, and Faceless Void repositioned. It looks like to deny, but also to keep attacking if there was a spot for it. I honestly reacted, and I shouldn't have reacted by using an ability. I should have reacted by using an auto attack. And I honestly wish that people said this when they were talking about supports. Instead, they'll say stuff like, it's just dependent on what's happening. Oh, shut up, dude. Like, that's not helpful. Ooh. Just give me some general advice that's useful. I wish that people would convey, I would say it's the best word, would convey how important auto attacking is, because it's very useful. Witch Doctor did get his Maledict off on the Mars. In this lane, maybe we should keep the net worth. That might be the best way to go about it. Again, I really shouldn't have done that. I should have also, I'm not doing his combo. I should have done Shadow Shaman's combo. And right here, when I saw that I did a lot of damage to Faceless Void through auto attacking, I should have auto attacked him. Faceless Void is pulling the creeps back, and Witch Doctor is just trying to position himself while farming, or not farming, sorry, healing. Faceless Void is trying to go for denies and missed it. And now they saw a good opportunity when the waves cleared to try to go in and kill the Mars. That time he took a lot of damage. I think I have, oh no, I don't have 2 points in it yet. I thought I did. If you hear some pouncing, my Shepsky is playing with his toy like a cat. So I need to rotate myself so he doesn't try to put his ball on my chair. Now, right now is a good time for Witch Doctor to pull, and he sees this. So Witch Doctor is pulling, does a very good job of it. And this is something that I think is interesting. You don't necessarily need to stay here. And Witch Doctor didn't indicate to Faceless Void that he was pulling. Faceless Void understood this. At my rank at Archon, I've noticed that a lot of people, a lot of just random Archon players, like, have no clue when their wave is being pulled. I'm not really sure why that is. I feel like everyone around this level understands what to do. I know that he pulled. So I want to go give vision. And all Faceless can do is wait until the wave comes back and then focus on it. But he doesn't want to miss out on an opportunity to kill somebody. They're pulling, I guess, we're pulling our wave back. And Faceless Void did a very good job hitting under the tower. Witch Doctor did a good job of like giving vision without really revealing himself. But now what he should have done is when we were pulling away, they should have gone for this camp and pulled. Now they're very far forward and they have to try to kill Mars in this way, which worked because he landed, I think, the Maledict. But, which clearly Faceless Void was impressed with. Now they're going to pull the next wave. I don't know if that's better or not. Wouldn't it be good to clear one whole creep wave? Don't you want to like get it here and then get it again here if you can? And in this case, should Witch Doctor pull the next wave? Witch Doctor's low on mana, but he also doesn't have anything that could give him mana besides the wand. I don't know really what the point of the auto attack there was. Maybe just like free damage. Faceless Void honestly is having a pretty easy time in the laning stage. He is just free farming. And even if he takes a little bit of damage, I feel like overall his health hasn't even gotten below half. Right now, Faceless has 18 last hits and 2 denies. The same amount of denies as our Invoker and Mars. The Axe, though, is doing a great job denying. We'll get to that, though. Yeah, see, I feel like Witch Doctor should have pulled the wave back a couple of more times. It's hard to know when to do that. There's also a good point that you can try to kill this Mars, but if you're throwing out your stun and you have a full creep wave, I don't think that makes the most sense. You want less as a Witch Doctor. Oh, hold on, my dog's getting crazy. Hey! No. I know, my goodness. Are you having lots of fun? Yeah? Are you and Nova playing tag? It looks like you're playing tag. Oh, she's got the zoomies. We gotta let her zoom that out. You think it's so fun when she zoomies? He does. He likes that she zooms. He zooms only a little bit. Don't push my butt. Hey. You're doing fine. Thanks for checking. Hey, you did good. You're a good girl. Okay. She's fine. She's not in trouble. You're not in trouble either. That's fine. She can just stop what she's doing. Alright, go. Go. Thank you. Okay. So, like, the wave is too far back. What is Faceless supposed to do at this time? He did look like he wanted to take this one creep, but then he noticed the creep wave was actually coming back. And now it seems like that was not a good time to pull the creep wave back. It only works if Faceless can tank this damage, which he doesn't have any health regen. And Witch Doctor only has 1 Tango. And honestly, it worked out pretty well. Faceless lost less than 100 health, and see, they should have pulled again. Like with the siege creep, it's a little bit hard, but it's a pretty big wave. They are pulling items to them. Let's see what they get. The Witch Doctor now has Boots of Speed, Clarity, and a Sage's Mask, which goes into his arcanes. And Faceless has a Wraith Band. The stun that Witch Doctor did again this time wasn't like the most optimal, but I see why he did it, where before I didn't understand. Witch Doctor has to stand farther back, and I honestly, when I saw him, I should have tried to take the clarity off, but I was more focused on trying, like, I felt bad that we weren't ruining the enemy carries farm. And really, if I felt that bad, I should have planned ahead. Again, they should be dewarding. They should be pulling. It's just one creep, but anything really helps. So right now, Faceless has to farm in a very dangerous area, because if the enemy's the Radiant side was paying attention, they could have just pulled. I'm sorry, could have just teleported. Now they're going to pull, and the timing was slightly wrong, but it still works out. But see, now it's again like a weird it's not ideal. Faceless is tired of fighting under the tower, it looks like, farming under the tower. So he's trying to pull the creeps into a safe area to last hit. And Witch Doctor still hasn't dewarded. Mars got a good stun on the Faceless, but Faceless can go back in time and recover that damage. I do think that Witch Doctor and Faceless Wait are playing very well together. He did lose his courier right there, but he still got the sentries. So he has now warded, I guess de-warded, and after a cycle, which is actually pretty close, he can start to pull again. He does have his level 6, so he killed me with his ultimate, which Doctor's ult does do quite a bit of damage early on. Invoker is paying attention and helps them. So now this is like a terrible situation in terms of farming. Like, not terrible because I guess they have no enemies to contest them, but like the wave is just terribly too far up. You don't want the wave at the enemy's banners, you want them way back at your banners. So Faceless has to go fight where it's dangerous, and again, nobody on our team paid attention. Nobody on the Radiant side paid attention. This would be a good time to get him to back off, where he has really nothing to do except probably lose a bit of health trying to deal with this, while Witch Doctor's trying to figure out the equilibrium. That would have been better, but because nobody's paying attention and not everybody has the same goal, Faceless is actually farming safely in a dangerous area. They pulled into the large camp, which should help a lot more as long as Faceless helps the pull. A lot of times, what I've noticed at my level, Archon, is that like the carries will still like try to auto attack all of the, not the creeps, but like the jungle creeps. Like, bro, no. There should be a puck. When puck eventually comes up this way, that is when we will switch to going into the directed mode. And we'll do the directed mode for both players one at a time. So Faceless is pretty free to farm. If Mars and I are on the same page. Mars was more concerned about them pulling, and I just thought we had our creeps. So we should try to attack them, but we didn't communicate that to each other. But see, like right there, they did take like a decent amount of damage from the creeps, and that's what I was hoping for. Because they didn't pull a second time, they have a double creep wave, and it's going to push in even further. Which honestly really helps the Mars if he survives. And he can stay, but he can't stay, he has to go back, so he misses out on this double creep wave. Now, Faceless Void has to go farm in the jungle, even though he doesn't really have much regen. He is going to use his Mask of Madness. And now he has nothing to do, so he decides to go a little bit farther back and keep farming, which is a great choice. This makes sense. I don't ever come this far. I should. So now he might as well just keep farming. And that's his plan. So now we can go to the player view of, we're gonna do whoever's first, Witch Doctor first. So Witch Doctor wants to gank, but he doesn't want to show up on the map. So he waits until his team pushes a little bit forward so he doesn't reveal himself walking upstairs. Great choice. They're gonna try to go kill the silencer and the Sven and try to hinder their farm. The Axe and the Witch Doctor are pushing forward. Staying out of view but near the Axe is a good choice, but it looks like Witch Doctor thinks that he's not doing a lot, so he goes to meet his courier, and he's buying the Shadow Amulet, or he bought the Shadow Amulet. This is a good time for them to go in on Silencer, but it kind of looks like the Witch Doctor wasn't entirely sure. Now they are hunting the Silencer, and if we recall from one of the other reviews, this is when I didn't know why the Silencer was kind of like leading to Sven over here. Let's go. Oh, the Witch Doctor ends up dying by Puck. The Axe did try to call the Puck. If he moved just a little bit more up, I think he would have caught the Puck and the creep wave. This whole team fight seems like they stayed way too long. Like, once Puck showed up, they should have left. So, Witch Doctor has respawned. Let's go to the next highlight. Witch Doctor and Faceless Void are pushing up against Mars, going for the Wisdom Rune. It looks like Mars gets it. He does. And then there's like this weird delayed silence, but maybe it's not delayed. Maybe it was calculated because the Puck was trying to go in on the Faceless Void. Witch Doctor did die in that little fight, and here is where Faceless Void gets away with a graceful teleport. Witch Doctor in this next highlight gets the Arcane Rune. And he's dewarding. Somebody just teleported away. And now he's warding. And we know nothing happens over here. So let's go to our next highlight. Witch Doctor is dewarding middle. I never put words there. It's interesting. He's capturing a watcher and seeing where he should go teleport. He notices that the axe needs help and he teleports bottom. Axe has called the Sven, and he gets trapped by Mars and Sven in Mars's arena. And at this point, like, Witch Doctor wanted to help, it just didn't really work out that way. So he ends up dying here. And our next highlight, Witch Doctor was going to teleport a little bit closer and then he canceled his teleport, which we saw that. He's watching this fight that's happening in the enemy's larger jungle. Techies gets out and Witch Doctor communicates to his team that he thinks the enemies are going to go for the bottom tower, is what it looks like. So he's staying middle for experience and a little bit of gold, and we did just hear a puck noise. Witch Doctor denied the tower, and he's staying kind of near Invoker. Now they have it worded very well. What is he doing though? He's going to stack. He's going to stack? No, I'm really curious. Yes, he is going to stack camps. Very nice. Going to the next highlight with Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor is standing farther back in this team fight, and it's good because he's trying to catch whoever's on the outskirts. However, he does redirect his attention, which ends up working out, but it doesn't always work out that way when somebody's near you. So, Witch Doctor... it's just kind of hanging out middle. So let's... but the Faceless has Aegis, so let's go to the next highlight. It does look like there's a fight here middle. Witch Doctor is dewarding. The Shaman dies. I'm the Shaman. Faceless Void and Mars Chrono Arena together, and Witch Doctor did a really great job of placing his Death Ward right outside. Sometimes that's hard. Now they have won this team fight, they're going to push. And the next highlight with Witch Doctor notices that Puck and Mars are on the axe and Faceless Void is headed over there, so this is a good opportunity for Witch Doctor to ult when he can. He does have Glimmer Finish at this point in 2 of the 4 parts of the axe. Witch Doctor still is looking, I think, for a good opportunity to ult, and it doesn't really make sense to try to get the last hit on the axe, so that's very good, but he does see the opportunity to heal his Faceless Void. He does turn into a Death Ward, which is kind of like a last-ditch effort to do more damage before the Invoker conveniently arrives and conveniently dies. In the next highlight, Witch Doctor is looking at a fight, kind of. I guess it's not really much of a fight if Faceless Void is going to kill everybody. Witch Doctor did go in and die very quickly, but he is watching the fight, and I think that's important. I don't always watch fights after they've occurred. Like, I mean, after I've died, really. So good for the Witch Doctor. In the next highlight, Mars has placed down his arena and it has crumbled. Absolutely crumbled. There's a fight happening up top and Witch Doctor is not where he needs to be. So he teleports, and he has how to teleport every single time that he's needed one. Also very important. Grr makes a statement sometimes when I'm playing that I really need to look around before I teleport. And this is exactly why, because otherwise I don't have a teleport. Or I could be somewhere more useful to my team. Right now, it looks like they're just dewarding and setting up. And trying to push into the next tier 2. I think positioning to be closer to the invoker is a really good idea. But then he's also going to deward, and this is a good place to deward. Let's go to the next highlight. In the next highlight, there's another fight happening. Faceless died really quickly. Axe jumped in right after. Witch Doctor placed his ult but got silence. Great silence from the silencer. And there's not a lot that he can do. He can turn himself into a into a switcheroo death ward, but he got deleted. You have to have fast fingers, and I honestly think the time for him to be able to click that is very tiny between like when Sven killed him. Faceless got jumped on. Axe goes in to help again. Axe has been very good about following up when Faceless is getting jumped on. Witch Doctor is going to help his team, is silenced. Everybody is silenced on their team, and they're trying to use this as a way to back out. That was a good glimmer to get out of Puck's view. Puck is still doing some crazy stuff though. Witch Doctor and Invoker are escaping. I do think that Witch Doctor kept his healing circle, voodoo restoration on for a little bit too long, but it doesn't really matter. He's not suffering for mana, and he still has his arcanes available if he needs it. Their team has scanned and noticed that the enemies are doing Roche. Witch Doctor and Invoker are sticking close together, kind of over here. It does look like Witch Doctor's gonna ward. Oh, he did. And then they're pulling back. Okay, in the next highlight, Witch Doctor looked like he was gonna go for the Wisdom Rune. And now there's a fight happening middle where Invoker is about to get deleted. And there's only so much Witch Doctor can do. There's a lot of damage all over the map, and you kind of want to lead the enemies into the mines and play around them if you can. That was a good way to clear. And right now, this whole, I don't know, last like 18 minutes of the game ends up being about which team makes a mistake, which team makes a mistake, which team makes a mistake. Nothing's really happening. Let's skip to the next highlight. For this highlight, Witch Doctor is watching his team. His window is maybe not in the best location because we're missing information, but you don't want to get jumped on and not have your character visible. He wants to give Faceless Void some heals so that they can survive the next team fight without Faceless having to go back. Faceless decides he's going to go back anyway, and then Witch Doctor keeps his heal on for a little too long. And wards. Let's go to the next highlight. In the next highlight, they are getting pushed by some Snoodles by Shadow Shaman, and this is where Silencer makes a mistake, and so they have to capitalize on it, but then they have Faceless Void's bubble. Witch Doctor uses his ward outside of the bubble. You don't want to get jumped on and he did use his glimmer. Now he kind of has to stay nearby and look for an opportunity to do something, but not everybody can do something. It does look like Axe waited until Invoker casted his spells to call, which was really good, I think. Maybe stacking damage would have been better, but I think like repeating it in that way is pretty good. You could only do so much, so stunning and turning yourself into a ward makes sense. I don't know, we should go back and look actually. I want to see if the Witch Doctor's Glimmer Cape was off cooldown. So I think he kind of just slowed it, because right here is when he should cast Glimmer Cape at 1 second. 1 minute. He had several opportunities to cast it, and then he casts it right now. But Sven can see him long enough to delete him. In the next... Where are we? In the next highlight. Witch Doctor is clearing middle, like helping to clear the creeps. Puck sees him, jumps on him, silences Witch Doctor glimmers, and then Puck falls back. Unfortunate. Let's go back. Okay, so Witch Doctor gets hit by Puck and then deleted by Sven. And now we're at the end of the game. So let's go to about 12 minutes, which is when they stopped laning together. We'll do 13 minutes, it's not a big deal. And now we're gonna watch the Faceless Void's gameplay for the rest of the game using the directed highlights. So skipping to the first highlight that we run across, Faceless Void is pushing bottom, or top I guess, and ends up catching the Mars out. Let's see how he even saw the Mars, I'm very curious. So Faceless is pushing the wave, getting his last hits. The tower is pretty low. He hears somebody teleport, and then he sees that Witch Doctor is already pushing up against the Mars. Then he decides to go in. Mars uses his arena to try to stun the Witch Doctor, but that doesn't matter because Faceless has the chrono. Puck comes in, and Puck is going to try to do something with Silencer silencing, but Faceless Void knows that the only way out of this is to use Broken Vision to teleport. Very good job. And the next highlight for Faceless Void, they're farming the jungle and watching his team. He did teleport bottom and is trying to go meet up with his team. He goes in on this Puck, deletes him. He does trap the Axe at the same time, but if he missed the opportunity to get the kill, then Axe would be able to follow up since they're right there in the bubble. Going to the next highlight. I think there's a fight that occurs up here. He sees the Puck and he's not sure about it, but he needs to farm. It does look like Invoker's going in, and I can't tell if Faceless Void recognizes that, so he goes to continue to farm. And I think maybe it makes more sense for him to farm right now. He watches the witch doctor die, and it looks like Faceless Void is deciding if he should go group up with his team. He did not have a teleport at this point in time, about 20 minutes into the game. And I've learned that with carries, you kind of don't want to spend your money buying to always have a teleport. To group up with his team, he did make his way across the map on foot for this, and now he's using the opportunity to farm the creep waves. Let's go to the next highlight. He's kind of just wandering, it looks like, with a haste rune, looking for a kill, and axes nearby. Sven and Mars catch him and kill him. In the next highlight, Faceless Void is telling his team that he wants to use the double damage and axe to try to get the Roche. Invoker is getting attacked at this time, and Techies teleports, Witch Doctor teleports, so they kind of need to use this opportunity. They're almost done with Roche. The enemy team is top. It was good timing, 25 minutes. He comes in with Aegis, which at this point, because of the fight, I didn't realize that he had. I did chicken him, so he couldn't get an easy kill on Silencer. He did end up killing Silencer regardless. And Axe leaves another kill for him. And then he has the creep wave to farm. So he's having a very easy game. In the next highlight, Faceless Void is moving with his team to jump on Mars, who's out of place, it seems like, but also we have the puck up top. The enemy team, I guess it's really this team, is watching the puck and decides that they should try to go stop him. Axe teleporting up there was enough to stop him. Now they're going to try to take the tier 2. They do succeed. But it is a little weird because Faceless has the Aegis, his whole team is backing up. I never understand why people do this. He wants to go farm, but he's going to walk all the way up there, which is just not ideal. You're walking a lot, you're spending a lot of time walking. Okay, next highlight. Itchy nose. This is when Mars Arenas and Faceless Chronos and Witch Doctor Death Words outside of it. It was honestly a very well played team fight from Dire side. In the next highlight, they're pushing the enemy's middle barracks, and this is when Invoker goes and kills me, but it's really Faceless Void who gets the last hit. There is a team fight happening, and I don't know where Faceless is. Okay, because his like viewing window is a little weirdly placed. This was a weird fight because Mars threw Faceless Void. Invoker and Puck were doing a pretty decent job against Faceless Void, and then Faceless Void gets the Lotus Orb, which is crazy that he was able to do that, given that Puck was there. He uses that excess, I guess excess is not right, additional health to try to go in, but Sven and Puck played that very well. Again, like, I can kind of see why the Invoker went in when he did. Still not a great choice, but, like, I understand. In the next highlight, That was really nice that the Axe wants to give Faceless Void the farm. This team really wanted to do their job well. Faceless Void, it kind of looked like he panicked there with the Chrono. I didn't realize that until just now. But he ends up dying. In the next highlight, Faceless Void is farming. You know, there's another weird fight up here for some reason, and he's silent, so he can't really do anything. His team is kind of like wandering around, but they don't really have very good vision except for the Axe. The Axe is their vision. And then Faceless decides to go farm the Snoodles. In the next highlight, they're pushing the bottom tower, and he has great attack speed with Alacrity on him, but because he's there mostly by himself and Axe kind of actually had a delayed call, the Faceless ends up dying. In the next highlight, this is like another weird fight. We had like 4 fights or something in this area that were just strange. He does end up getting glimmered, which great job. And I have to yawn again. This is when he kind of had to go through and run away from the puck, because puck was deep. That was a good dive, and then using the ledge trees as cover to teleport. We're now at the weird point in this game where like each team was waiting for someone to mess up, and if Faceless and Invoker both focused the Sven together, they would have had a much better time, but I felt like they never did. In our next highlight, Faceless Void is baiting. That's kind of what it looks like. But he ends up losing a significant amount of health from Puck, then gets silenced by the enemy silencer. And he's kind of just, again, not baiting this time, but waiting. I think there's one more highlight left. This is when Silencer messes up, and it's okay to be that. Oh, that was a good pick. I needed to control my chickens. I didn't think about that. That was actually good for me to see. He ends up dying because he gets ganged up on. Buys back because he thinks that this is the winning fight. If he could just jump in there and attack the Sven, that would have been really good. But he can't, and he gets deleted. It's like basically Sven versus Faceless Void. Whichever one has people who helps them and doesn't mess up is who's going to win the game, is what it seems like. That was the last highlight, I think. Oh no, there's one more. My bad. But Faceless is dead. And they're about to win the game. So it doesn't really make sense why it wants me to see that this time. Alright, next we're on to Axe and Techies. That's pretty good, right? We're making great timing. We did that one. We need to review this one. Oh, I did the same one again. Oh no. I don't know. It's not that one. It keeps thinking I'm selecting the same exact one. Okay, let's look at how to spell these usernames. the axe is aqua. Hello, Athraxis. Welcome. All right. Let's go a little farther back. Okay. So at the start, we're going to watch Axe a little bit and Techies. Techies is going to their lane. Axe is looking to cut off the creeps and block them. Sven meets him, stuns him, and Silencer moves in. I don't feel like blocking the creeps really helped there. Okay. So remember, during the laning phase, we watch both players. Techies is doing a good job auto-attacking Silencer. And Axe is pulling the creep wave back. Pulled the creep wave back again. Denied. Got a last hit. Try to get that last hit. They are communicating to each other. It's interesting with pings. Oops. Just let it redirect. It's a huge creep wave. It's good that he recognizes that and pulls back instead of going for that last hit. But now he lost a creep to the tower. Lost a creep to the tower. Oh no, I'm sorry. I thought he was going to, so I said it preemptively and then I forgot to change what I was saying. He's overall, I think, farming kind of well under the tower, although he did miss some last hits. So he really needs it between the banners, is what it seems like. Alright, let's watch Techies a little bit. Techies has to go interrupt this pool. Axe is also going to interrupt it by walking under the tower and casting his Battle Hunger. They think this is a good opportunity to jump on the Silencer, and they're right. Techies is going to get that kill. And if you notice, the axe didn't take any damage at all. The focus is to scare the Sven. But if we're looking at net worth, Axe is doing okay, but Sven isn't. Oh, I guess no, he's a little bit farther. Oh, I'm sorry. Sven is doing okay. Axe is doing really well. I don't know. I was looking at the wrong names and like mixing them up. Axe pulled the creep wave back. Warglin immediately dewards. Axe is focused on what's happening with Silencer. So he thinks really the goal is to kill Silencer. Yeah, that makes sense. Silencer is going into what on earth is happening? What was that? Dude, we can't be dying over there. What on earth? Okay, well, that was a weird free kill. Honestly, doing that kind of looked like you were feeding. I don't like that. That is why, when it comes to in-houses in the future, I do have a rule that if people are feeding like that, where it looks like they're not trying to play the game, the first time is a warning. Orglin was going to stack. I always miss the stack times for these camps in the side lanes. Like, I'm pretty bad at it. Stacking before you pull. I used to be much better at stacking before you pull in the small camp, but it's been a while since I've been in the habit of it. That I'm not like looking at the time at the right time. See, this is what I was wondering, is like, why doesn't Orglin kind of just focus the silencer? Because I think Orglin does a significant amount of damage to silencer. And I kind of wonder if this is one of those things where people just weren't playing their best because they were trying to be nice. Do you know what I mean? I know that sometimes people think that that's like good sportsmanship. I don't think it is. I like when people actually just play their best in games. Like, even if it's not the absolute best, if it's the best that you can give at that time, I like that a lot more than people being like, oh, I don't want to kill you. Like, in fact, in this game, I'm not going to call the person out. There was one person on the enemy team who could have killed me twice, and they decided not to follow through, and I thought that was really bizarre. And I kind of felt like they were doing that thing where they were like, oh, that's the streamer, I don't want to kill them because they're streaming. I fucked up. Kill me. Isn't that more fun? I think so. We did pool successfully. Axe just got his phase boots. Warglin is over here farming, and this is that one time that it's a little bizarre the way that Sven and Silencer are playing here. Ooh, good job, Silencer, killing the techies. I didn't notice that before. But we really don't want the Sven to die. Axe is just now free farming. He doesn't really need to do anything else. It did look like he was going to try to pull the creeps under the tower, which I've been told is very bad. Very, very bad. Neutrals killed him? Did they really? You're right. I thought that Silencer's ability counted as that kill. Crazy. The techies is dewarding and throwing a mine on Silencer, and if we look, it's a sticky bomb. Maybe it's a sticky bomb. Okay, let's see when his sticky bomb comes back and what he does. Sticky bomb is back. He was looking for it, but then he thought it was bad positioning. Oh, okay. Good time to ward. It was a good time to ward, and that was a good place. Axe has called his courier to deliver his ring of health. That's good. Very useful in lane. Silencer misplayed, bad step, and that was a lot of damage from the techies with the finishing move from Axe. Oh wow, Wergelin has really great timing for his support. Like the pull that he did over here, and then the Lotus now. Like, great timing. I did not see what happened at 7 minutes. I would like to. It looks like their wisdom is up, so nobody's gotten their wisdom. Oh, Axe is going to. Okay. I missed this somehow.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Enemies gather at Radiant's middle tower.
Maybe that wasn't the best time to deward because they were pushing. But by placing his mines, he actually walks out of there just fine. Low in health and mana, but still technically fine. It is hard playing techies because he always needs mana. The Axe is a little far forward. I honestly would think that would kill him. I don't know if the Axe knew that techies wasn't there because I didn't see an indication of it. Puck did just peekaboo. It is a little weird that Axe could hear that and would decide to stay. That's something else. I know that some people who play in my in-houses don't use game sounds. Why? They provide a lot of like indicators, more information. I have to stretch. Missing bottom. Probably listening to music, but why not both? I listen to music when I play Dota by myself and I'm not streaming. But I can still hear the game sounds. It's just so much information. Like, when Silencer was running in this game, away from 3 people who were chasing him, there is a brief time where in this area, you can hear that Sven is attacking something. Up here, there are a couple of times where people are teleporting in this area during one of like the 4 fights that occurs, where I think one person, it looked like they were responding to that knowledge, but other than that, like, it just doesn't really occur. They kind of need to pull the wave back, but it's a little far forward. It's a good thing that Axe is Axe. Axe looks like he wants to get the courier and then wants to kill Silencer if he misplays, and also wanted to get the creep wave, but then Mars teleported, which was the Mars has really good map awareness. I think sometimes his placement was a little too far forward, but in terms of him watching his map, he did a really good job. Axe indicates to the supports that he'd like to go for the Sven. He checks middle, and he checks it very quickly. That was awesome. He does lose a little bit of health, but at this point he has Perseverance, which I thought was the Ring of Health. So he can endure. You don't like the 4-staff rush from techies? Why not? I thought 4-staff was pretty common. We now have reached about the time where the teams started to change into the early game. So we're gonna watch directed highlights. Puck is in trying to get an easy kill on Witch Doctor, and Axe and Techies are kind of like maneuvering together. It's a little bit difficult for Axe without a movement ability against a Puck. He's kind of just chasing him around. And then he gets eaten because the enemy team had really good grouping. He does keep running, but he just is going to die. In the next highlight, Axe is farming with Invoker's Forge Spirit. And farming.
Radiant's middle tower torn asunder. Death has come to Dire's courier. Discarded for
He decides to attack the Sven who Masked of Madness. And now he's pushing the creep wave to push the tower. It also brings a lot of attention to him. See, like right here was a good example. Axe could hear the Sven use his stun. Silencer comes up. Axe can just walk away. This is really good placement for these stairs. I thought they were stupid before, I'm gonna be honest, but like I could see why. He sees the Puck, and the Puck is actually higher up, so the Puck should have seen him. He is just hanging out, and it looks like it's clear that Puck knows that he's there and takes his last hit. Rude. But he's going to stay. He does need to take attention away from his team. He could get a soul ring and a magic stick for a little bit more stats. I thought that wasn't why Techies wants a force staff. I thought that Techies wanted a force staff to push people into his mines. It's hard against a Puck when they're going to go untargetable in a different realm. Let's go to our next highlight. The Envies. It does look like Sven Axe is looking for Sven. Notices the fight that's happening back here. Sees an opportunity for him to call Puck, but again, without Blink, it's a little difficult. He kind of just needs to farm his Blink. This is where Invoker tries to take the kill from Faceless Void, who has chronoed people. And it does look like Mars kind of has to meet the Axe. Axe knows that he needs his Blink and is working on farming now. So let's go to our next highlight. During our next highlight, did he go Tranquils? Oh, you're right, he did go Tranquils. I thought he was going Arcanes, but I didn't look. You're right, not ideal. It does feel like he will be out of mana. It is great that Axe not BKB'd, blade mailed, but I kind of thought that he did it a little too soon. Like, I would have waited for Sven to ult, but it wouldn't have mattered here. The next highlight is like this weird like fight thing that's not happening, and this is one of the one of the first times that Axe goes in to try to get attention off of the Faceless when the enemy team is focused on the Faceless, and then he dies. And now they're going for Roche, and we do know that they end up taking Roche, so we're just going to skip to the next highlight. At this next highlight, they catch Mars out of place, and if we watch, Axe doesn't need to be in there, and he's kind of like waiting around for his Blink Dagger to reset because he knows his team has it. So then he rotates top. And I kind of think that he shouldn't have revealed himself this soon. But I guess it doesn't matter. He thought this was the real one. I think it's an illusion. It is. Witch Doctor comes to join him. Faceless is on his way. And Axe is kind of lingering around, waiting to see if he should jump on anybody. Going to the next highlight. I set off a techie's mine. Axe calls me and deletes me. This turns into this weird fight where the enemy team, this team, ends up succeeding. And Axe just stays outside of it until he needs to go in. And when he goes in, at that point he's only used Berserker's Call and then he uses Battle Hunger. So he still has his Culling Blade. Going to the next highlight.
Radiant's middle tower has been utterly destroyed.
They kill me, and then Axe is going to help take these barracks. And then he's also paying attention to see if he needs to rotate. Next, Axe is up top farming. This is one of those weird times where Puck goes in and then Mars goes in, and Axe is calling people, but he's trying to stay out of range, and he ends up getting the stun, which is a little unfortunate. He's really just trying to buy time. And he can't really do anything inside Mars's arena, which is really funny to watch. And he also can't do anything when his team is like doing crazy stuff. I think it was great that he called Mars. That really needed to happen there to kind of help the Faceless. And then Witch Doctor also tried to heal the Faceless, and then Faceless really just should not have gone in with that low health against Sven. That's what happened there in that fight. Next highlight. This is one of those times where Axe walks away when Faceless is farming. Faceless gets a kill. Axe is just wandering around to come up behind the fight. This time, he clearly saw that he could have blinked, but it wouldn't have done anything to help the Faceless Void. So, he still maybe shouldn't have gone in, but it's really hard when you're playing a position 3 if you don't go in. If you're alive when the whole rest of your team died, everyone gets angry pants at you. Did Faceless have Ags? Faceless has Shard. Was he trying to poke and run away, or was that a committed jump? I think that was a committed jump. The one that was up here against the Sven, sorry. For the next highlight, this is one of those weird fights where Axe thought, oh, I could just call 2 people, and honestly that seemed like a good choice. He didn't expect Puck to be there, or if he did, he probably thought that Puck was negligible. Axe then gets a kill on me. Faceless farms this, and they don't really have anything else going on. Let's go to the next highlight. Axe is standing back to see what happens. This is one of those times where he goes in to try to help Faceless, and in this particular case, the Axe was just a little too far back. He kind of should have been staying right here, so he would have uninterrupted direct access. That was just one of those times where like he did want to go help for sure, but it was just a little too slow. He ends up dying here. Oh wait, maybe he doesn't. Maybe I'm wrong. No, he does. Yeah, I thought so. Against the puck, but he does get the kill on puck, and puck buys back. In the next highlight, Axe, we're in another one of these weird ass fights up here. I mean, oh, you meant the shard? So he wanted to poke and just go back, but died too fast. Yeah, but he only had like 300 health. Like, against a Sven this far into a game, he was going to die. Especially a Sven where, like, you know, Sven's been farming. We can see that from his net worth. Let's go back a little bit farther to see how this fight plays out from Axe's perspective. Faceless jumps on the puck a little too slow. Axe jumps in when Faceless is getting attacked by the Mars and the Sven, and that was really good. And then Axe focuses on the Mars, which is a little hard because it's very weird placement, positioning. Axe ends up dying just because our team played that a little bit better, but then his team is able to get back, except then Puck is like super aggressive, and that still helps his team get back because Puck can't do enough. In the next highlight, you feel that that fight was where the game turned? That's very possible. Axe is kind of like watching what's happening middle, looking for a good opportunity and watching to see what he can do to help Faceless. I really think that was a great idea. I like that the way this Axe plays position 3. I feel like that position 3 is so controversial these days. They really need to fix it. It used to be in such a better position. Let's skip to the next highlight because we're almost done with Axe's perspective, and then we can go back and watch Warglin's. Axe maybe didn't need to BKB right there. It's okay, I freak out and I panic BKB all the time. I don't think that was the best use of Shiva's as well, but if it wards people off, and I think that's why he did it, you know, like, all the more power to you. In the next highlight, he's trying to delete my Snoodles, sees the silencer out of place, and tries to go in on him. They honestly should have had vision here, but that's okay because Warglin used his... dust. Right there, when Axe was over here, he got stuck in a faceless chrono. There wasn't really much that he could do. And then he blinks out. Upgraded blink as well, good job. So he knew that he wasn't going to be able to do anything right there. And he's right. Faceless Void just sending his courier out in the middle of that fight was bold. Mars did end up helping the Axe. Axe is repositioning himself, but at this point Sven does a lot of damage. Oh my gosh, is he gonna walk out of here? Oh my gosh, is Mars helping him? Wow. Puck ends up deleting him. One more time. Axe is dead. Axe is going to be dead, I think, at the end of the game. Yes. Okay, what? If going high ground versus 5 people alive without Aegis feels a bit too forced. And the chrono was on. Yeah. It was a bunch of like weird choices. There wasn't like a clear plan for either team, I think. Now we're on to Warglin's perspective at about 13 minutes is where we'll start because we already watched the laning phase. Alright, so Warglin, I think, had a really good laning stage. We're looking at highlights, so I guess we should highlight. is farming and taking the wisdom rune. Gets silenced. And he looks to see what's happening with the axe. And then goes to D ward. Okay. Next highlight. And with techies, I think in between highlights, we should kind of look to see where he's placed mines. So this is a courier. This is a courier. This is a courier. So the mines are tinier. So he's mining this little area. And Puck, it looks like, doesn't think about the mines. Just thinks about the kill. And techies, oof. If you had a little bit more health, techies could have gotten out. This is where Faceless ends up dying. In the next highlight, if we look, we also want to look for techies because of how, you know, kills are adjusted. Techies has 2 kills, 3 deaths, and 4 assists at this point, 19 minutes into the game. You didn't like his D ward. He could have let the axe kill the sentry so he doesn't have to reveal himself. That's a good point. But at this point, their team was doing very well, so I don't think that he was thinking about optimizing in that kind of way. And then it's better to stay and play with axe instead of just running back. I agree with that. Yeah, I agree. That would have been better. But I really just don't think that they needed to play as optimally. And so that's why he probably didn't. He did ping that the tower was low. And he is smoked. And he's kind of like sitting around his mines waiting to place another mine. He is checking all over the map, which is great. Probably more map movement with Warglin than any of the other players we've watched today. He's helping defend mid tower, but you feel it would have been better to play with Axe. Just stay with Axe. Why do you think that? Why should he stay with Axe this far into the game? Next highlight. Warglin is trying to group up with the Axe to help, and the Axe jumps in. Warglin is still making his way over here, but at that point he was about to jump and then canceled it, and then he like places a bunch of mines to help escape. Those are really good mines. He's also mining before they take Roche. Also very good. Then he teleports because he's watching the mini-map. Very good. There's only so much work we can do being this close. I don't think Techies really wants to be that close to enemies. Next highlight. If Axe is alone, even though he is ahead, he can die easily from 15-second Shaman Disable. Oh, okay. Yeah. He does end up dying up here in one of the 4 fights that happens over here in that exact way. So I think you're right. He used, you know, I'm kind of curious, when does techies use their force staff and why?
Dire's top tower is under siege.
They had wards here earlier, so techies knew there were wards. Techie's 31 minutes is 245, and he has mines kind of just scattered at staircases, is really what it looks like. There are no Techie's traps. He doesn't have a teleport. His force staff has moved in a couple of places. I guess a couple of times would have been better said. I was out of place, so I deserve to die. What does Techie's do? He wants to jump. He throws mines. Morgan's really good at canceling as well. Interesting. They take this tower. Invoker jumps in on me. We do know that's one of those times that basically it's just Invoker and Faceless, so I'll skip it. He's looking to deward, and then he realized he had to meet his courier, so he dewards. How does he choose that he can ward right now? He did very good interrupting Mars's combo. Void could have died there. Yes. Do you think that he should be with his team instead of warding? I always have this issue where I'm like, I don't know if I should be with my team or not, because if I'm with my team, like I could help them, but we need vision, and like look how good their vision is right now. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's very, very good. The next highlight he placed a mine which goes off in Faceless Void's chrono. He does get eaten. It's a little bit hard with this Fen now. The next highlight, Techie's, is again warding staircases. That's really good advice. He jumps in, does a significant amount of damage, and then wanders out. But why did we Yules here? Oh, he thought somebody was still up here. He just assumed there were more people nearby. Okay. I haven't seen him use the Force Staff. In the next highlight, Techie's is not really farming. He's kind of just farther back. This was crazy. He does jump in, but he gets silenced before he lands. That was great timing from the silencer. And he is dead. This fight was crazy. He does Hex Mars, gets hit by Sven, Yules himself 4 staffs away, and he almost makes it out. It just didn't quite work out. Silence doesn't interrupt the Techie's jump. It was just the arena. Maybe it was the arena. I thought it was... It looked like he jumped. He got into the arena. Does the arena do it? I don't understand. After a short formation time, Mars summons an arena lined with the undead warriors of the Ash Legion, who block enemy attacks and movement. Enemy heroes near the inside edge of the arena will be attacked by spears, dealing damage and knocking them back. Arena of Blood obscures vision, and enemies within the arena do not share vision. It doesn't say anything about the arena doing that. So I think it was just because Silencer silenced. In the next highlight, where's Warglin? Oh, I'm on Dofu. who wants to help Invoker. Let's actually go back and watch that a little bit more. Morglin's just minding his own business, giving a little bit of vision, and Invoker's over here dying. There wasn't a lot that Techies could do right there. His force staff was used. Let's see how he did that. Okay, try again. He hexed the Mars. He did force stop the Invoker. That's as much as you really can do. But silence doesn't interrupt his jump. No, it interrupted the damage on landing. That's what happened. We'll go back and I'll show you. It doesn't, but he didn't do the damage. He literally didn't do any damage on landing. Let's watch until they get here. Hold on, we're waiting to try to get there. Okay, let's make it a little bit slower. Watch the techies. So, arena is up. Techies has only put a sticky bomb. That is jumping into the area. Then he wiggles to jump. Okay. So we'll watch it again. How can it be the arena? The arena doesn't say that it does that. Let's watch. But the silence. It's the spear. I don't think so. But they push you. They do push you. Wait, I don't understand. If a techies is jumping and I force staff him, does that negate the damage that comes? Oh, any forced movement will? Oh, okay. That makes sense. I agree then. Yeah, I didn't understand that it was any forced movement. Yeah, okay. Let's watch it though, since we're here. Oh yeah, and then he gets jumped. But shouldn't he have done damage before the spear poked him? Okay. If you get interrupted mid-flight, yes, I understand, but watch. So he jumps. He gets silenced, which grounds him. and then he gets pushed, and then he gets stabbed. That's the order. Let's just go look. His I saw that his HP bar took damage, but he should have done damage before his HP bar took damage.
Not a whisper.
How do I... What is this? This is refreshing spells. How do I get it to give me all... Why am I not allowed to do this? Oh, I can. Okay. I'd have to do it quickly. I'm kind of dumb with this type of thing. Blast off. Okay, so I need to E here, click silencer R. I think it was the silencer. It does stop his jump. What do you mean? What do you mean no? Look it. He's jumping. Oh, I see. Okay. You're right. I stopped the cast. Yeah, you're right. We only have one more section to this replay. But I am going to call it quits here. I think I'm just going to try to do a double stream tomorrow. Like, I stayed up really late because I had a weird day yesterday in the evening. And I'm more tired than I was planning. We are getting through this much more quickly. I do want to get through all of the rest tomorrow. He has a slow cast time, so if you use it early, you'll stop it, but his spell will go on cooldown. No, you're right. You were right. I just didn't know at all. And it didn't look like it from what I knew and what I saw. Like, I don't know. You're right, though. Let's go back 10 seconds. Techies is just mining up the whole area. Throwing a sticky bomb at a guy who misplays. He even hexed him, which with Faceless Void's thing doesn't work, but Morglin was going to try to get that kill, and then he had to get out because of the Sven. He jumps back in. I guess, did he jump? Was it a 4-staff actually? I think it was a 4-staff. Let's see. Oh, I think I didn't go far enough back, actually. Let's go a whole minute back. Okay, where he's placing down the wards. I broke it. Okay, Warglin, good placement. I just wanted to know if where he 4-staffs himself. He walks literally right back, right next to Mars, who isn't focused on him, 4-staffs himself back through the wall. Pretty good. Really good grouping. Da, da, da. He kind of needs to stay farther back. Places sentry during all this chaos. That's really good. Oh, got silenced by Puck, and Puck tries to eat him. Sven tries to eat him and succeeds. Warglin's out here just mining happily. Put a little mine. Do 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 do. Put a little sticky bomb. Boop boop boop. Ward. Boop boop boop. See. Very happy. Very chill. Repositions himself away from very scary Sven. Ooh, Invoker got eaten. He gets silenced by the Puck. Force staffs himself away. What was that to try to get more damage on the Puck? That is what happened. In your defense, the silencer used perfectly when the techies was flying over the arena. That's why I thought it was that. Like, from what I understood, because I didn't know that first movement interrupted it, I thought that it was the silencer, but I see what you mean. It was the arena. He played nice this fight, surviving for as long as possible. He really did. Wordman played very well. Okay, so what is tomorrow? We need to figure out if I can do this, what I want to do or not. Tomorrow is Saturday. I have a meeting on Saturday. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna either do 2 streams tomorrow. Or it'll be 1 stream if my meeting gets in the way, or 1 big stream. Ideally I'd like to do 1 big stream. I kind of think I'll end up doing 2 streams, but it depends on when the meeting is, and the meeting hasn't been formally decided. Just Saturday. Saturday's been decided. I don't have a lot of energy to keep pushing through though, so I am gonna end the stream here. I think that for this stream, what did we do? We went through an entire team. I don't know if there's a way that I could speed this up any more than I have. I kind of like just following one person for all of the highlights. I guess what we could do. Yeah, maybe what we'll do for the next game is I'll still look at everybody's first laning stage. So we'll go through everybody, their laning stage, and then after everyone's laning stage on one team has been reviewed, then I'll go through only the highlights once. So we'll try that. Let me write that down, or I will forget. For each player, maybe 4 needs to be on the other line. Other lane, other line, and then switch to, this is not good placement. Okay, and then for the next one, we'll see who we're watching. First, it will be Ragna the Unstable. Who is playing with who? Is it Warglin again? I think so. Because I think I laned with this guy. Oh no, I laned with this guy. Okay. So we'll basically just do the one. Oh no, I don't think I lamed with this guy, did I? Dude, I don't even know. Let's go look real quick. I don't remember. Download faster. Download, download, download. I'm never gonna get through it. Is there a different way I could tell, like, who played what, where? Great. I don't know. We'll just wait on it. Just have the star as a placeholder. Okay. So unfortunately, I don't know when I'm going to know which streams I can do. I guess I also need to place the times. It's hard for me to figure it out right now. It's all been terribly difficult and annoying to try to figure out when I can stream. It is what it is. I'm still gonna keep trying. I don't know if I broke it or what. It's kind of just saying it's downloading, so. Alright, I'm gonna go. I think tomorrow will be faster. That's the goal. I want to be fair. I want to learn from each player if I can. And I want it to be faster because there's a lot to get through. We still have 3 whole games to get through. Okay, I'm gonna go. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for hanging.